Good evening, friends. Welcome to this session. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Lina and Aban, and all those who've joined us now. And we've got some very interesting news to tell you because this is something that has been going on for some time. And what we've seen is that just like the Bollywood movies, now even the deaths that are happening in Bollywood are also, following the same kind of pattern, and they have like, someone like, Kader Khan or someone would have written the script because now it's going from, wild to, unimaginable, you know. So, welcome Aban, welcome Lena, welcome Fennel. Thank you always for joining us and supporting us. So now it's very strange that we are taking now the case of Shefali Jariwala, the Kata Laga girl. Now, every day the story changes. So PR don't know because PR now, every PR has, every star or actor has a different PR. So PR is, has to consult another media house, and all these people have to be in tune, in the same tune to give out the same story. But apparently, this woman's sudden death, has flustered all these PR people and the media people. So each one is giving a different sort of story. And welcome, Pusag, and Justice for Sushant Singh says, Penel, always. Welcome, Pusag. So now, what I wanted to, say is that a curious consistency now surrounds the deaths in Bollywood, with many, like the recent case of Shefali Jariwala, being officially categorized as stemming from depression and drug overdose. Everyone who died mysteriously in Bollywood, the police will find some medicines lying somewhere around. As so, it's just like, whenever you feel you have a sugar craze, you'll have some chocolates near you or some sweets near you. Similarly, Bollywood seems to, whenever there is a death, very curiously, police will find not only medicines lying here and there, but also some prescriptions. And who finds them? It's always the Mumbai police who finds them because they are the most intelligent police in all of India. So they will come out with a lot of stories because, as you know, in the Saif stabbing case, Saif Khan stabbing case, how many versions came out. So how many times he was stabbed, why Kareena was angry, what was happening in the lift, why were there no video CCTV camera. Okay. Now, in this case, what I don't understand is that it's really perplexing that the tragic deaths within Bollywood are often attributed to depression and overdose. They seem to exclusively only afflict outsiders like Sushant Singh Rajput or Jia Khan or Parveen Babi. Curiously, no nepo kids, whoever appears to succumb to such circumstances. Because we heard of also people like Alia Bhatt and all of them suffering from depression, even Deepika suffering from depression and all that. But nothing ever happens to them, because it's like, they're telling you that play the game right, or you get erased from society. So that seems to be a game that's happening. At least that's what happened to Sushant Singh Rajput, Jia Khan, and so many others. Now, furthermore, when public scrutiny arises, these details surrounding these deaths become even more muddled because now PR has to consult so many people and come out with, the same version. For instance, authorities initially stated that Shefali Jariwala was taken to Kupa Hospital by her husband. Then only later to claim no, that they took her to another hospital, some Bellevue hospital or something. Now the shifting narratives certainly raises more questions, than the answer. Now, if we move to someone like Varun Dhawan, we have these people, these, foolish actors, because I always see him as a fool. He's always trying to copy Govinda, or he's trying to, fit into some sort of slot, and that doesn't work out. And so we have the likes of Varun Dhawan lecturing the media about cashing in on grief and intruding on grieving families. Perhaps Mr. Smarty Pants, the media persists because unlike the neatly packaged, narratives of Bollywood suicides, cases like SSR, Jia Khan, Parveen Babi, and even Siddharth Shukla have consistently raised more questions than answers. It's truly astonishing how quickly certain partners are glorified. From Shehnaz Gill to Shefali's husband, who seemingly had time to post gym selfies when this wife was struggling with whatever and then later died. Apparently, he was oblivious to his wife's deteriorating condition at home. So, it's as though, when someone takes pictures from the gym or from the bar or from the club, it means you are trying to show some proof that you were away from the scene. Now, this is just like, these Hindi Bollywood movies where, the villain, the police come at the end of the, movie. So everything is so concocted. So here also you can expect the very same thing. So let me just take a few comments as, we go. Fennel says, it's very unfortunate that so many young actors have died in these last 5 years and only all outsiders. Now, Milburn says, could it be COVID vaccine which has caused heart attacks, which has increased because of it by 70%? Then Fennel says, post-mortem report says, today she died due to low BP and for consuming anti-aging pills on an empty stomach. They always find depression as a cause all the time. Why don't these actors go for counseling is what Lena says. Now here, another question that I find is rather, strange is that why is it happening only to Big Boss entrants? So there seems to be like some curse on these Big Boss entrants. Why are the Big Boss entrants all dying like, falling down like flies? This is what I'm asking. So why? Then you will ask me like, who are falling like flies? So let me just give you the names. Let me jog, your memory. Now you had earlier it was Siddharth Shukla. Before that it was Pratyusha Banerjee, who also died very mysteriously, and they said it was a suicide. And then there was Swami Om. Then there was Sonali Fogart. And then from Kerala, the Kerala Big Boss, there was Somadas Chattanooga. And then from Kannada Big Boss, it was Jayashree Ramaya, who all met untimely deaths after their Big Boss stints. So it seems like as though, Big Boss is not the best place to be in, considering all this sort of history that's going on. Shubha, welcome. And welcome also to Savitri. Always nice to see you. So, then my question is, just now the latest report is that the doctors suspect a sudden drop in blood pressure as a cause of Shefali Jariwala's death. People have ruled out any foul play in the actor's death. Now, this is all PR writing. Now, people have ruled out. Who are these people who have ruled out foul play is my next question. Okay. Now, then they say, they have ruled out foul play in the actor's death. We are now awaiting the post-mortem reports at police. So, okay, we presume that it's the police who say there is no foul play. Now, how many of you trust the Mumbai police? In 100%, I would say 5% maybe. Okay. So, none of them seem to have any faith in Mumbai police. So, even if you tell us there's no foul play, she was hunky-dory, she was happy having a party, and suddenly she died, or she jumped out of the window and she died, we are not going to believe you. Okay, we've had too many cases like this. Now, according to the police, the 42-year-old actor collapsed in her residence on Friday night. Her husband, television actor Parag Tyagi, rushed her to the Bellevue multi-specialty hospital in Andheri, where doctors declared her dead on arrival. Preliminary findings suggested she might have suffered a cardiac arrest. Her body was later shifted to R.N. Cooper Hospital, Juhu, for a post-mortem. Now, all the earlier reports were that she had been shifted to Cooper Hospital. Now, PR has become very smart. All the people, the cabal has become very smart. They realized that earlier, what happened to Siddharth Shukla and all, public are very alert, because they took them straight to Cooper Hospitals, whether it was SSR, Jia Khan, whether it was all these people were taken to Cooper Hospital. So people asked questions. So let us in Shefali's case not, allow them to ask any questions. So they took her to a multi-specialty hospital is what came on next in the news. So, it is like the news is changing all the time. And friends, I don't know whether you watched the Times Now report. Now, this anchor who was, reading out the report, it seems so rehearsed, as though she was an AI voice. Okay. She said, so many people died of suicide and depression, right from Jia Khan, Sushant Singh, all these people died, and I don't know where she's getting her facts from, or whether these times now even do any research. Who told you that Jia Khan died out of this thing? It was a suicide. Who told you Sushant Singh died of suicide? Who told you Parveen Babi died of suicide or illness or depression or whatever? And you also concocted a thing where Divya Bharti died, she jumped out of her flat and died, and Disha Salian took off her clothes and died, by committing suicide. Now, who was spinning all these yarns is my question. Now, the police said the doctors at Cooper Hospital. Now, how many of you trust the doctors at Cooper Hospital? Because the 5 doctors that we knew who did, Sushant Singh Rajput's postmortem, they were absconding. Immediately after that, they did the postmortem at a nocturnal time when you should not do postmortems. So, what is the reputation of the Cooper hospitals? It is zero, right? I don't trust Cooper Hospital. So, why would anybody trust what happened to Shefali in Cooper Hospital? Now, the police said that the actor was observing a fast on Sunday for Satyanarayana Puja performed at their residence. Now, who would have said that? The husband would have said that, right? Because the husband or the servant would have said that. Now, her husband told the police that she collapsed after consuming food that was prepared a day before. Now, here they come out with a new piece of information: food poisoning. Strange, isn't it? They keep changing the narrative all the time. So, is it food poisoning? Is it medicine? Is it what you call depression? What has caused the death? Everything seems rather eerie. Okay, so what is happening? So they said that because of the stale food that she had after Satyanarayan Puja, that is what would have perhaps. Now, these are all speculations put across by the police and the people who were close to her. Now, the police have recorded statements of the actor's family and husband. While collecting Panchanama from her residence, the police found 2 boxes containing anti-aging tablets, skin glow tablets and vitamin tablets. Now, in every house, you will have vitamins, Mr. Police, Mumbai Police. Okay, everyone will have some sort of cream. It could be anything. It could be Natural Base, it could be any posh Chanel cream, it could be anything. Now, how did that become a point of speculation? Okay, now you say anti-aging. For your information, everybody from Alia Bhatt to all the other actresses are using different methods to look young. So, are they all going to commit suicide? Is my question. Okay, so now the actor's family said she had been taking these tablets without doctor's consultation, but it never caused any problem to her. Now, her husband, who seems to be very hunky-dory with her, kissing her and whatnot, doing everything to show he's, literally a husband out of a Hollywood movie, all romantic and all that. Now, he did not check with the doctor if it's okay that she takes these medicines. So, how loving was this husband, and that to the second husband? It's not the first husband. Apparently, the first husband used to torture her and abuse her. And similarly, his wife, so they are both very similar, they had similar experiences. Now, his wife also tortured him brutally. So they perhaps, when they met at Big Boss, they shared, similar notes and they decided to get married. Now, let me just take a few more comments as you say, because let me just take, yeah. Meenaji, I was watching, now Pustak says, about Shefali's death. She had given everything she has earned to her husband, all her jewelry, so her husband's sister, give a big custom building bungalow to her mother-in-law. Okay, so now the news that Pustak is saying is that this woman, according to PR, okay, doted on her in-laws. So she decided to give all her wealth to the in-laws, right? To her husband, husband's sister, husband's mother. Now she is a very generous wife. How many women do that? I'm not too sure. Welcome, Gloria. Nice to see you always. Savitri says, Meena, do you believe in Illuminati? because Big Boss, yes, absolutely, I do believe it. And we know what sort of image Big Boss has. Now, then the next question, next comment comes from Viji. She says, "Hi Meena, love watching your show. So sincere in everything you discuss. Thank you for joining us." Milburn says, "For Sushant and Disha, the cops did not come running to do any serious reporting. Why now?" Okay, at that time we can say it was Uddhav Thackeray, and all those people had some devious records themselves. Now, why is people who are participating have died specifically names starting with S? Yes, it's a very good finding that Prasad has come with. You're talking about all the S's. Now, Salman Khan's gravity pull on Earth is too intense as he has fallen out of Big Boss and many others have fallen along with him. Big Boss season 13 was a curse for them. Now, here, Fennel, my next point is that, at one point when she did this Kanta Laga song, Salman Khan made a statement saying that, see, these women should not do such vulgar dances and such songs. Okay. Now, who is he to tell us that, don't do such songs? He is the one who has been massively exploiting women. Everybody from Katrina to Divya and to all these people you talk about, he's been exploiting people left and right, Jacqueline Fernandez, all these people. And then he talks about protecting them and respecting them. Now, who's going to believe you now? When you make a statement that, see, Kanta Laga was a vulgar song. At that time, what this woman said was that when she did this song, she did not have much money. She wanted some pocket money. And when they offered it, her father said that, don't do it. Father was against it. But she asked her mother to persuade her father, and that's how she did the song. And because of that song, she became very famous. Okay. Now, that song made her very rich as well. Because if you look at the wealth that she has acquired during this time, it is immense. Okay. So now, as let me just go back to the point that Posag said. I was watching about Shefali's death. She has given everything she has earned to her husband, all her jewelry to her husband's sister, and given also the bungalow to her mother-in-law. So now we have doubts here. How come that she is so much in love with, the in-laws? I mean, we can understand the husband being, her falling in love with the husband and wanting to do things for husbands, because couples sometimes may be very, very, absolutely passionate about their relationship. Now, Sunita says, why everyone ends in Kupa Hospital is a $1 million question. Yes. And what the doctors in Kupa Hospital say can never be trusted, because we all know through experience that they are just bullshitting. Okay. Now, depression and suicide is the new normal term to these Bollywoodians. Shame on them. Very well said. Because see, the next question is, Alia Bhatt says, I went through depression. I went through. Then after that, the whole, all these people start. And now Salman Khan has started a new, self-pity thing. He has said that he's got something in his brain or somewhere, and that he is very sick and all that, and that's why he's putting on weight. People should not make fun of his, his figure when he dances and all that, is what he says. But Salman Khan, when Sushant Singh was dancing, we saw the way you put your leg to make him fall. Okay, at that time, who was laughing? Right? You mocked a man who never even interfered in your life. And what happens, friends, is that if you do not play the game as per what the cabal wants, you're threatened, you're blackmailed, and finally you are erased. Okay? So before erasing you, everything is planted in front, in that room to show that it is a suicide. Now, if you look at Pratyusha Banerjee, I had given you the complete story of how foul it was. How the boyfriend came, and she was, she was in the kitchen and some painting stuff was going on, and suddenly she hung herself and, they couldn't do anything. So even that is a bullshit story. So we do not believe you, Bollywood. That is very, very straightforward. Now, another thing that this Varun Dhawan has said is that, that let me just go to that. Varun Dhawan has said, issued a very strong statement. Now, this is how the media, puts it, has issued a very strong statement. Now, who the hell is he to give a strong statement? He's not the Prime Minister of India, is he? He's just a dumb actor who's never made it in Bollywood. He can't act. He's just another male Alia Bhatt. Nothing more. Right. Now, actor Varun Dhawan has issued a strong statement on the media's handling of celebrity deaths, calling for a far more empathetic and sensitive approach. Though he did not specifically name anyone, the timing of his message follows the passing of actress and dancer Shefali Jariwala on Friday night. Now, taking to Instagram, Dhawan addressed photographers and news outlets directly. Now, he is someone who has to be reckoned with, is what the PR is saying. Okay, so he, approached them directly and he said, again, one more passing of a soul being insensitively covered by the media. I just don't understand, why do you have to cover someone's grief? Everyone looks so uncomfortable with this. How is this benefiting anyone? My request to my friends in the media, this isn't the way someone would want their final journey covered. Well, Mr. Varun Dhawan, this was the same thing you said when Siddharth Shukla died, right? Don't have any mobile phones, don't cover it, don't do anything, because in Sushant Singh's case, photos came out revealing exactly how he was murdered, right? In Siddharth Shukla's case, you could not do it because by then the cabal had already learned the game and they knew how to cover up their steps. Okay, but the pattern that you see here also, what Varun Dhawan is very clearly saying, who is he? Is he the grandfather of Shefali? That he is so bothered about her. We never even knew that you had a connect with Shefali. So why are you even giving us, media your silly, stupid advice? Go and do your stupid movies that do not click, right? So now, so he says that please do not go. So this happened in the case of Siddharth Shukla also. Now, if you find out, friends, there's another pattern, very evil pattern that's happening. And that is, they start praising the partner. Now, in the case of this, what's her name, the lady who was Siddharth Shukla's, girlfriend, so she was later praised so much by the press and the PR, saying that she was just like a widow at the time when Siddharth Shukla died. In fact, he died, on her lap. Then they later learned that she should not have been present when he died. Then she'll have to give all the details. So then they said, no, she was not aware of it. She was shooting somewhere and she and her father learnt about it and they came running. Right? Not a word came out of Siddharth Shukla's mother's mouth. Why? Did the mother have nothing to say about her son's death? And apparently Siddharth Shukla was loved by everybody. He too featured in Bigg Boss. Now, what happened to Shahnaz Gill's, career after that? An insignificant singer became almost a pop singer overnight. So, was she playing the cards right? Or do you get rewarded? We do not know. Because now suddenly she seems to be so happy and chasing all these other pop stars, having romantic link-ups with these people. So we do not know what made her change her mind, and now what is the reason that she's so happy. Now, Fennel says, depression and suicide is a new normal term for these Bollywoodians. Shame on them. And also the fact, Fennel, that the police are playing with them, despite the fact that a BJP government is there. You have Fadnavis there. And still the truth is not coming out, as it did not in the case of Saif Ali Khan. Now, Kupa Hospital left a friend of mine to die in the morgue. Now, this is experience speaking. Milburn Cherian says, Kupa Hospital left a friend of mine to die in the morgue area after a train accident 20 years ago. He is still alive today because we went at once. Now, look at this. What a sad statement that Milburn is making. So, because they were there, they could save their friend. Adrenochrome for anti-aging is what they use. Now, you remember, they what Jia Khan's mother said? She said, now I'm not naming those people, but she said that particular family who was there all the time were marketing a particular juice which makes you young. And what is that juice? It's based on adrenochrome. And during COVID, these people did not get enough of it. So they all looked haggard and tired and sick. It's the same thing happening in Hollywood. Everything is being revealed in the Diddy case. How people are eliminated with the moment they start opening their mouths. So Sushant Singh Rajput was going to have a press conference. Praveen Babi was going to also speak out. Sridevi also was not happy with certain things. Okay. Divya Bharti also knew the hanky-panky that was going on in her life. So all these were going to be whistleblowers. Disha Salian also. Right? Siddharth Shukla also did not play the game in the manner that they wanted. So they said that he took some stale food and he died. Now this is the same thing that's happening in Shefali's case. They're saying that she could have had some stale food. Please decide on one point, my dear Mumbai police, my dear forensics, my dear Cooper Hospital. Was it the food, stale food? Was it the anti-aging medicines that she was taking? Was it depression? Now we have to ask Mahesh Bhatt because he is the master of the depression theory. Okay, because in Sushant's case, they tried to make him depressed by giving him medicines and drugs. Right. So it's very strange that they are giving us an excuse every other minute. Now, something very amusing, friends, I must tell you, since I've come on to this, we're talking about, mental this thing. So the amusing thing, friends, is another news that Gloria also passed to me. That is, actress Riya Chakravarti, after winning an award for Best Mental Health Podcast, for Chapter 2, shared her experience saying, I was looking for a safe space to share my feelings. Now, she says, in Podmasters 2025, India's premier podcasting conclave and awards concluded on June 20, 2025 in Mumbai with an overwhelming success, is what the PR says, drawing an unprecedented gathering of digital creators, industry leaders, and prominent Bollywood personalities hosted by HT, Smartcast, and Fever Live. The event truly underscored the meteoric rise of podcasting as a mainstream cultural phenomenon, is what they're saying. So they're all going gaga. We have never heard of this thing. So it's another vague sort of show with awards and conclave. Okay. Now the conclave, they say, it was star-studded and there was a glitzy gala and 30 diverse categories were all there. And a highlight of this was that Riya Chakravarti, got the award for her podcast. Now, attendees included were Riya Chakravarti, Prajakta Kohli, Gauhar Khan, Karishma Tanna, Debina Banerjee, and others. And so this lady got an award for this depression thing. Now, I'd like to ask you a question. How did Sushant go into depression? Can Riya Chakravarti please answer that? How did he become depressed? And who took him to the spa where he was locked and under observation? And what medicines were being given and which doctor was giving these medicines? And then, of course, she released a video showing him in a very, disturbed state of disturbed mental state. So how did a very intelligent man like Sushant Singh Rajput, who wanted to travel to space, suddenly become and talk like a blubbering fool? Who are you trying to fool? Is my question to Bollywood. Nobody believes you anymore. Okay, you can bring all these item girls and all that and show that they are, Sati Savitris, they do this and they do that. At the end of the evening, they are all in these clubs where they can't even walk. They are drunk and they have to be picked up by their boyfriends or their husbands and taken home. This is the state of Bollywood, and this is what SSR exposed. Right? So that is why, because he did not comply, he was eliminated. Now, You have got Ray, but take care. Yes. Now, Lena says she did not give anything to her parents, only to her in-laws. Something isn't correct here. Cooper Hospital got awful. Imagine. Now, see, I saw images of her father. Now, her father is quite an aged man. If she was a beautiful daughter, she would have given all her money to, at least half of her money to her husband, half of it to her father. So she's not done that. So was the motive money? Because she had so much of money, is my question. Now, this is a question, right? Not, it's an, people are alleging that. So it's a question. Don't get me wrong. Now, even Deepika sold a depression theory some time back. Now, all we know is that she's enjoying her, time with a child, and having the ball of her life. Okay. Now you're talking about, Lena says SSRK curse has hit Salman Khan. Yes, exactly. It was Shahnaz. Now, Shahnaz has got a lot of people who love her. There is a deep state inside Bollywood, says Lena. And one lady who's supposed to be Shefali's sister was so much hype, modeling in front of media except mummy. No one looks sad. I mean, the family is what Savitri says. Yes. How they produce adrenochrome is a horror story. We all know that. Siddharth Shukla's mum is a very spiritual person and she believed in staying mum when things are not in your control. In fact, she spoke so calmly to one of the reporters about her son's death. Are you sure about that, Fennel? Or is there something else to it? Did someone threaten her? Is the question. Now, Minoti says Cooper Hospital is reserved for covering foul play. Yes, we all know that that's been happening. Welcome, Sujata. Always nice to see you. And Sujata says, I feel he was drugged constantly. Ria kept pumping them inside his system. She's sheltered by the Bhatt camp. Now, Lena says, even Sunanda Pushkar was going to do, yes, precisely. And she died. She did not die. She was killed. Would be the proper thing. But then, of course, the courts are not telling the truth. After this, the judge who was found with so much of cash, we do not trust the courts anymore. They stand with people who have money. Now, SSR wanted to get out of these things and he was almost out, except for that call from his secretary, I guess. People love SSR even after all this time, says Sujata. Absolutely. So, friends, it's very sad to hear a young woman like Shefali, has passed away. Let me ask another question to Bollywood. Is that, see, you're not talking about anti-aging. Now, why aren't you talking about the anti-aging of Katrina Kaif, Deepika, Alia Bhatt, and all these people? Right, when someone dies, you have suddenly got a theory, oh, they took an overdose of anti-aging pills or whatever, injections or whatever. And that's why she got a heart attack and she died. And then, what is the pattern in mainstream media is, then you get some Dr. Shetty or some other people and then say that, why are we having so many heart attacks? Oh, this is so much of problem. People are falling down at this age. She was only 42. What happened? You think that the others are fools? Mainstream media? They give you a script and you just read out of it. You don't even do research to find out what really happened. And that is the truth. Whether it's any of the mainstream media, they don't care a damn. And that's media for you. And that media can be manipulated, they can be paid, they can be done. You can do anything with them. And they are just like, I won't even say the words, but you know what I'm talking about. They're selling their souls. So this case of Shefali is also a very dicey one. And there must be foul play to it because all these people are acting the same way when Siddharth Shukla died. And a non-entity like Varun Dhawan comes and tells us, keep quiet. Who the hell are you to tell us to keep quiet? Media is not going to keep quiet. I mean, true media. I'm not talking about mainstream media. They will keep on asking questions. We will keep on asking about SSR. We'll ask about Disha Salian. We'll ask about Jia Khan. Right? So we will not stop asking questions. You're not the one to tell us, who are you? Are you an Einstein? Do you have any credentials? As though you are the god of Bollywood and you'll tell us what to do and we'll listen. That's how annoyed public are. So let us not take these clowns, seriously. Let us do our own research and come to our own conclusion. Don't please believe these people. That's it. So I was not able to carry any other news because of this, which has upset most of the people. Yes. So lots of things happening, and yes, Milburn, I would like to mention a Southern star, Aarti Agarwal, who died on the operating table when she went for, yes, again, this they say is liposuction, my dear Sujata, but I doubt it. These people have a lot of wealth, and they are siphoning the wealth through these means, is what I understand. Boycott Bollywood. Absolutely. On this note, we will see you tomorrow with a lot more news. Good night, Jai Hind, and Jai Shri Ram.